Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXC. I am Derek Stuckley, along with Brownwood Lions Athletic Director Mitch Moore. And of course, it is spring break, not the busiest of weeks, so we figured this would be a good chance to catch everybody up on the bond situation.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, got a lot of good things happening in the week. We talked about on Monday, but nothing really has changed since that time because most of the activities are end of the week. But yeah, so bond, Gordonwood Stadium. I don't know if you had a chance to drive out there, but I'd say drive around. You can start seeing some things actually taking place. The new concession restroom and Hall of Champions room is going up down on the scoreboard end, and the walls are going up. You can see a building, so that's exciting. That will be done for the beginning of the season. In fact, everything I'm talking about will be done at the beginning, should be done by the beginning of the season. Let me just rephrase it. I'm not in the construction business, but should be done or supposed to be done. They also got the forms filled or drilled and filled for the press box poles and the additional seating. Now the press box won't be completed by the beginning of the season, or the additional seats, the extra seats we're adding won't be completed, but you should be able to see the structure for those. And the plan is to have the press box started so that they can continue to work during the season on the inside of the press box. So if you can get the shell up and get it in, dried in, or whatever you call it, so they can work on that. We'll see if that takes place. So those two things won't be done, or we know won't be done, press box and additional seating. But the concession area should be finished. Also, if you drive around, you should be able to see some of the new accessible ramping. It'll be on the back side of the stadium. And so instead of going down the slope on the edges, it'll be behind kind of where the stairs are, and they'll wind back and forth to get you right up in the stadium. The new accessible seating will be on that row the main row where the golf carts usually drive in. So kind of won't be having golf carts driving in anymore. It's a different setup. But those ramps they'll be completed for the season, so you have accessibility. Underneath the stands on the home side, we remodeled the restrooms. So there's no concessions underneath the home side, but there'll still be restrooms. Plus, we took in the old concession stand and made more restrooms. So there'll actually be more restrooms. So if you just need to go to the restroom and back, you can go down underneath the stands, or there'll be restrooms on the end with the new concession stand. So both places. Visitor side will just be the same, a little concession stand, and restrooms they'll get a little facelift, but they'll stay the same. Let's see, what am I missing? Track. Yeah, track. Track is actually going to start work on resurfacing the track this Thursday, tomorrow. As long as I'd say that. Let me just back up. The wind's going to blow, isn't it?
It's supposed
so
to.
The wind's going to blow, so it means they're not going to start on tomorrow. So cancel that. The track will start when the winds are below 10 miles an hour. So at this point, it was scheduled to start on tomorrow, Thursday, but based on the weather report, yes, it probably won't start. But once they get started and the wind cooperates, it should be 10 days, and we'll have the track resurfaced, restriped. Coach Jackson and Coach Lipsy are both working with the contractor to make sure what they want, the new striping, make sure we have what everybody has right now up to date. And so they're going to be helping with that, which is great because they know exactly what they kind of want, what they've seen, what we run at regional or state, and we'll make that track that. So that'll get going soon. I was hoping tomorrow, but now I just remember about the wind. And then redoing the runways on long jump and triple jump and pole vault. So those will get redone as well.
Now, did I imagine this, or is it going to be a different color than what it is now?
It's going to be the same red, orange, or whatever it is, but the exchange zones will be completely painted out. So I think that's going to be a gray. It's going to be a red-gray mix. So instead of having arrows to look at, you've got a painted exchange zone, which helps those that aren't track people when you're trying to say, did they get their hand off in exchange zones that work for me? Working on meat, I need to see that because I can't see those little triangles. So that will be a different color across the track, but the track color itself will be the same. What I did forget on the stadium is we will have new seat back chairs going up the middle reserve section, kind of like a big T, and then new bleachers. All the existing seats have been torn out. So the visitor side will have new bleacher seating, and the home side will have bleacher seating, plus it'll have the new maroon seat backs going in T. And then again, after this season ends, the 25 season ends, and we'll do the additional seating that'll be above that and below the press box. So that's what I'd forgotten. So good stuff going on Brownwood. I drive it. I encourage you to drive around, look at it. It's a lot of work going on, and I hope all good weather days. I hope good weather days.
Nice,
Except for wind on the track, that should just be, wind's the only thing that holds us up there.
All right. Well, what else is going on bond-wise?
Well, the MAC, Student Activity Center, Multi-Purpose Activity
We
Center.
need to come up with an official name with that
I
thing.
know. Multi-Purpose Activity Center is on schedule, on track to be open in August when we start back to
2 days.
2 days and fall camp. So that's the time frame. Not exactly sure, when in August, but we should have that. That'll be good because we're going to in May start mobilizing the construction crews. We'll start mobilizing for the locker room remodel and new part. So during May, they'll start working on the groundwork to get where the new addition of the locker room is going to go, which is right next to the old locker room. And then as soon as school's out, they'll gut the old one and get started on that. And then also the gym, underneath the bleachers on the home side, we've got some storage and some offices. That will all get started and redone, gutted, and that should be ready when we start school, or pretty quick into the fall before basketball season. We should have underneath the bleachers redone. And I think that includes our new set of bleachers on the visitor side and the handicap accessible seating on the home side. That should be done before basketball season, and then the locker room will take that whole next year, 25, 26, to finish up. So we'll have to move some pieces around, move student athletes to different locations, and we haven't quite worked that out, but we'll get that worked out soon. So, and then the middle school locker rooms are they're about ready to start the foundation work. They had to dig down 3 foot to get rid of bad stuff, bad dirt, and refill it with what what we needed, and then look at that going. And those locker rooms should be completed when we start school. So 7th and 8th graders have been displaced this spring. They should be back in, ready to go by the start of school, which will be nice. Those locker rooms are going to look phenomenal compared to what they look like, and they've just been there a long time. And then baseball, softball, just the pavement, and so they should be working on that this week, and they are working on it this week, and as soon as they get that finished and striped, that'll be good to go. So
All right.
I think that covers all of it. Still doing fencing and cameras all over for security and safety stuff, but that's just an ongoing, as we know where we have to put fences, for the law, for what the state tells us we need to do. So we're still working on that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's bond information. Anything new on Coach Brixey?
Nothing new. He'll get here next week on the 18th. It'll be his first day, and he'll hit the ground running. I know I spoke to him yesterday, and he's working on some other coaches that are interested in coming here, and so hopefully we'll be able to make some of those announcements soon as well. But he's talking to people wanting to come here, wanting to come coach with him, and so we've got a couple of openings, some retirements that we took place, and others that have made a choice to leave. So we got a couple of spots. So that's about it on him. So next week, and we'll try to get him on. We'll get him on next week. Surely you and I can figure out time to get him on. Hopefully next Wednesday. Yes. So next Wednesday.
All right. Well, that's football stuff, bond stuff. We do have a few things going on this week, so I'll let you talk about that.
Soccer. Boys competed last night against Graham in a warm-up game. The girls are going to compete against Castleberry, Fort Worth Castleberry on tomorrow on Thursday on warm-up games for the playoffs. Both their opponents have been set. We still haven't set the boys location and time. They'll be facing Kennedale sometime at the end of next week. The girls will face Waxahachie Life next Thursday, the 20th, in Godly, and so that's at 5 o'clock. And so those have been those will start then, but both going to the playoffs. One's a big school, one's a small school.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that'll get going the end of next week. So I assume the boys will be playing on they'll play the Thursday or Friday, but we'll hopefully have that by Monday.
Okay.
And then baseball, again, doubleheaders coming up this weekend for the Lions. They've got San Angelo Central and I think and Odessa High, both.
Yeah, I think Central's 4 o'clock Thursday.
Yeah, and then the other one's on Saturday.
Yeah,
so
noon, I believe.
So get them back in. They had a good outing at their last tournament, 2-2, but this will be good to play some big schools and doubleheaders and get a lot of work in just a couple of days. Of course, Lady Lions, somebody had Merkel canceled on us this week during spring break, so they're just practicing and they'll get ready for their district opener on the 18th against Glenrose. And then the boys will open on district the 25th at Stephenville. So that'll get going. And Lady Lions and Lady Lions will be competing in the San Angelo relays Friday and Saturday. So we'll get to see how that goes.
How the girls go.
Yeah, how the girls
start their off to.
They've 3-0 on track meet. So this will be a big San Angelo relays are a big 2-day meet. This is good. This is like regionals. So I know that's why our coaches wanted to get in. So it's kind of a mirror of what regionals is like and district to an extent too. So. But those 2-day meets are good to get a little practice in before district and regional. Mm-hmm. And then district track will be in April, 1st of April. Same with district golf right before the track meet that same week. So and then our Lady Lions and Lion golf team will be at home at the Blue Bonnet Invitational on Tuesday the 18th. So go out and watch some golf. Maybe the wind won't be blowing that bad, and maybe a nice day. Yeah. So,
I guess tennis was in action last week. They had a little break for a while. It looks like.
Yeah, they did, and then they'll be back in action after the break in the March. And then the exciting thing, and we talked about this, but we're hosting the district tournament, new facilities, and Coach Hutchins. We decided that this would be a good thing to. Nobody was jumping on it. It's like let us host it. We got a facility, redone. Great tennis facility, new courts, new everything. So
show it off.
Yes, so we'll host district the end of April. So that'll be good. Yeah. I had one thing. Did I talk powerlifting?
Not
I think
yet.
I forgot powerlifting. But the girls are headed to state Friday. Leslie Rios will be lifting at state on Friday. Aliyah Burnt is going as an alternate. Coach Lovelady and Coach Denard will be taking them, but that'll be this Friday. I think Edinburgh. Yeah, they're traveling, so they're going down on Thursday to weigh in, stay, and get ready for the lift. So we wish Leslie good luck and the chance to represent Brownwood Lady Lions at the state powerlifting meet, and maybe she'll come home with some medals so be good for her. But proud of her for making it to state. It's difficult to make it to a state competition in anything, and when you do, it needs to be celebrated. So proud of her for her accomplishments, and wish her the best of luck on Friday.
Yeah, congratulations. Good
lift
luck
as much as you can.
There you go. So anything else we need to hit today?
No,
sir?
that's about it. We'll get back on roll next week. Have Coach Brixie in and see. We'll just keep moving, and it'll get busy. A lot of district baseball, softball start, and just a lot going on. Finish up April and May. Fast and furious.
Well, we'll thank our sponsors and get out of here.
You bet. Sponsors: Auto Glass Magic, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Heartland Funeral Home, Hendrick Clinic, Landmark Admin, MC Bank, Painter and Johnson Associates, Smith and Sharp Agencies, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right, and that is a wrap for today's show. Join us again Monday here on the Brownwood Lions Coach Show on KOXE, KOXE.com, and the KOXE app.